of how you can become famous without leaving your bedroom. Of how one day, Rebecca Flint, a 14-year-old schoolgirl, secretly posted a video of herself dancing on YouTube.
Hello, you lovely people, this is Beckii here.
Week after week, she uploaded dance after dance. Then one day, she posted one that would change her life. It was called Danjo. One internet hit followed another, and soon Beckii found herself being watched by 500,000 people.
We could obviously hear jigging about going on upstairs, and we presumed that it was the Wii Fit originally.
I was getting thousands and thousands of subscribers every single day. It was insane. I had no idea what was happening.
And then one day she came down the stairs, all excited.
Dad, I've got something to tell you, and you sort of think that's probably the worst thing that a father could hear from his 14-year-old daughter.
For what had arrived was an email offering her fame and fortune.
That was when, life started to change.
That's because this normal schoolgirl got famous 6,000 miles away, on the other side of the world. Rebecca Flint, a normal 14-year-old girl, when in Japan transforms into Beckii Cruel, her Japanese alter ego. Her 500,000 hits, now 13.5 million. And Becky's no longer just famous for her dance moves, she's now a singer too. Online, she's in the top 3 most popular music websites in Japan. And she's even the face of a chewing gum advert. Mastering the language can be tricky, but she's got her full-time Japanese manager to help out, Mitsuo Fujimoto. He spotted her Danjo dance on the web and signed her up.
She was already quite substantially successful on YouTube, and I think a lot of people had discovered it about the same time. And I think I was a sort of fraction of a second earlier than anybody else.
The French one went fine. Oh, I got 21 marks, which would be about, I think, a B or an A.
But away from her superstardom and on the Isle of Man, with its population of under 80,000, Beckii is just an ordinary 14-year-old like any other, living with her brother Ryan, her mum Jackie and her dad Derek.
I think the Isle of Man is very green and quiet and small and quiet, very, very, very quiet. The thing is, I've never really had that much of a trouble adjusting from the Isle of Man to Japan. I mean, the culture is very different, but I had known a lot about the culture beforehand anyway, so I didn't really find it that difficult.
So how did this Manx schoolgirl end up falling in love with a land so far away?
About 3 years ago, I picked up a copy of a manga. Like Japanese music, Japanese anime, Japanese culture, the entire thing had opened up to me.
Anime is the popular art form in Japan, watched by millions around the country. It also caught the attention of this 11-year-old from 6,000 miles away.
The first dance I ever came across was Hara Hara Yukai. It was very popular, a lot of girls had done it, so I decided, hey, why don't I join in? And I did.
One dance made Beckii big in Japan. So what does Dad Derek, a police inspector on the island, make of his 14-year-old's internet fame?
I think coppers are naturally cynical sort of people in any respect, and anything that comes along, we will question what, why, how, when, where, and what on earth's that all about. And I think people should be perhaps reassured the fact that I've probably approached it in a less naive manner than somebody who wasn't in my line of work would do.
We were probably like a lot of the Western people who aren't aware of the Japanese culture, particularly the pop culture. You know, we did make presumptions, and we thought, you know, oh, gosh, middle-aged men will be watching this, and, you know, anything could happen. And I've had, like, my mum on the phone saying, you know, oh, Beckie's dancing in a bedroom, you know, that can't be right. If we were that worried about that side of things, she wouldn't be doing it. We wouldn't allow her to do it, you know. I'm a mum, she's the most important thing to me.
Back before all this started, nothing was very interesting for me, and I guess I was very shy. Always trying to fit in with different people, not really making it, quite lonely. I always made jokes which weren't very funny, but like were sort of harsh or something. And I was always trying to fit in with the sort of like popular crowd. Only recently have I found like friends which I'm more comfortable being around and who like me for what I do and who I am.
We were completely amazed in that I had no inkling about this. I'd been teaching Beckii for the whole of the first term, and I was totally and utterly unaware of this, that she was carrying on, if you like, another life outside my classroom. And our 5 poems are Old Man by U.A. Fanthorpe, Warning by Jenny Joseph, Mirror by Sylvia Plath. I've gone on Facebook and all that, and I've seen her, and yes, it is another identity altogether. Rebecca on YouTube does not appear in my classroom. It appears on YouTube. And I would like to add that all the way through this celebrity status, she has remained very much with her feet on the ground.
What we're doing is...
It's not hard to stay grounded when you've set your heart on getting good GCSEs. But it is a lot harder when every school holiday you're spirited away to be a megastar in Japan.
We are going to the British Embassy. We will be discussing the state of the British economy with higher powers than ourselves.
Although Becky's only ever been to London 3 times in her life, this is her 6th trip to Tokyo in just 8 months. And the one thing everyone wants her to perform is her breakthrough dance, Danjo.
I like doing TV. I was like back behind the curtain there, but yeah, it was really fun.
So you was just watched by millions of people around Japan?
Yeah, about 25 million, isn't it? Oh, something like that. How many million?
The whole of Japan.
Yeah, it's the whole of Japan.
違うところですね。同じイベント会社ね。
Her manager Fuji has been trying to get Beckii noticed by the whole of Japan since spotting her on YouTube 8 months ago. With 25 years of experience managing Japanese acts, he knows what appeals to the market.
It was another girl. A really beautiful girl.
Where am I? Why did you bring me here? Who are you people anyway?
Her look is, for people in Japan, is astonishingly charming and cute, unbelievably cute. Big eyes, you know, very sharp chin, fluffy hair, the typical structure of beautiful and cute on anime textbook.
What are you, blind? Just look at her. She's a total little cutie.
これ部屋の外で着るような服？
Being a total cutie, Fuji's booked Beckii to do a photo shoot for a Japanese mag that's read mainly by lads. On this trip, her mum Jackie is keeping a close eye on her 14-year-old.
And it's an outer garment, it's nothing that they would wear inside. You need to see it on anyway, don't you?
I need to see it on.
Yeah. But this is going to be shot outside, so it's an outer garment rather than...
It is nice.
Yeah. We're just dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Okay. 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 The stylings and photography styles for magazines like this is that very dolly, pure, innocent, angel kind of look. This will never happen in UK. You know, for boys' magazine, they'll go like, what, right? This is what they like.
That's right.
Anime is watched by all types, but its biggest fan base is male. And Becky's fans are quite a geeky bunch.
I mean, a lot of people will think it's a bit weird. I personally find it a bit weird as well. But it's just part of Japanese culture, and you've got to accept that. If, like, you see a sort of, like, an old man looking at a girl dancing, it's, like, generally in the UK, it's like, ooh, that's a bit dodgy. In Japan, it's not seen as dodgy at all, I don't think.
Becky's considered so adorable, she's become what's known in Japan as an idol. And her celebrity status means her management team can print a magazine containing nothing but photos of her. A bargain at £17 for her many fans.
Ah, my God, it's so beautiful! Oh my gosh! Wow, that's so cool.
I've got about 20 of them. I'm getting 15 of them sent to London, so I'll send you like tons of them to your home. They're quite nice.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That is so
In Japan, an idol is somebody who you like want to buy everything they've ever made ever.
Yeah, it's like a worship.
Yeah, a worship kind of thing. Oh wow, these are all really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, that's a cool concept. I think you would find this unusual for any English markets or anything. But this is normal in Japan, where when you become, if you're a girl and if you're good looking, and if you have lots of boys fan, you will publish photo books.
Oh, yeah, the goat pictures are there.
That one.
Having reached the heights of celebrity, Beckii must be in sight of a lot of money.
I think talking about like what I make from this, I don't really want to sort of say to like the entire world, oh, I'm making this much money, because I mean, you don't go to parties and say, aha, I make this much a year. I think what I'm making for what I do, it's just basically dancing and singing, and people must dream of it, of making millions, but from what I've seen from the the sheets, you don't actually make that much from like songs and things unless you sell loads of them.
It doesn't necessarily follow that fame means fortune in Japan. Perhaps that's why Fuji's got Beckii working with a sumo wrestler on a corporate gig.
How do you think it breaks down male and female fans? I mean, there is a Lolita aspect to all this, we got to admit.
That's another thing that we're trying to move away from. You know, Lolita is, in Japan, it's normal in a way. It's kind of like taking us, oh, is there anything wrong with it? You know. Once you step outside of Japan, it's like, you know, it's a fatal crime. I could be arrested.
My cheeks hurt. Smiling too much.
So on the safe haven of the Isle of Man, is her policeman dad automatically suspicious of her male fans?
You know, the obvious question that people ask, oh, well, crikey, hang on, this is just fueling dirty old men. Well, anything can fuel dirty old men, whether it's the great universal catalogue or whatever. You can't get away from that. But what Becky's doing is very overt. It's part of a wider picture. There's a lot of people doing it, and let's try and protect their subculture in terms of what they're doing, rather than say no, we can't do this because there's dirty old men seeking gratification from it.
You know, you're a copper. Your job is to protect the public and to obviously be aware of young people. What are you doing letting your daughter dance on the internet?
Well, why not? You know, why not let her dance on the internet? And what are we doing to protect her? We're doing a hell of a lot. I'm very aware of that, and in terms of risk to her, I don't see any. You get one crack at life, and I wouldn't want to be sat there in 30 years' time talking to my daughter, who's saying, you know, Dad, if you'd have let me do that, then who knows where I'd have been now. This way we can find out, can't we?
Back from Tokyo, time to be a teenager.
Nice one.
Do any of you currently have a boyfriend?
No. Are you sure? Yeah. No, you do.
No. You do. No. I
Yes.
think Beckii has many admirers.
Well, yeah.
Let's just say.
So shun her.
Probably most of your male fans probably admire you.
Male fans may not interest Beckii yet,
Dad's just dropped you this big box off.
but it doesn't stop them trying.
And this is just from your post office box. And it's from one of your fans. I don't know which one though, you'll have to open it and have a look.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know what's in it, won't you?
That's a big box, Beckii.
I know.
What's in the box?
I don't know what's in the box. It's just I get presents from my fans sometimes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where do they... Tell me about how that works.
Well, I've got a PO box, but I only give out my PO box number to like certain people. But some of them send me like gifts and things, which I think is really nice.
Wow.
So is this kind of like normal to receive this kind of stuff?
No. I've never received a box full of noodles in my life. Just mad.
Do you know which fan sent you that?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Okay. Being a megastar in Japan can have its awkward moments, but so too can being a normal 14-year-old.
For almost, half a year, 3/4 of a year, she'd gone to school and not said anything to anybody about what she was doing, more or less. She'd kept it quiet to herself because she probably knew what the consequences would be at school. And I think it's those who don't understand what she's doing, perhaps a little bit jealous, and they don't even know her nature because she's a quiet-natured child. She's not showy, show-off or anything.
After being in the same class as her for 3 years, I know her pretty well. Let's just say she's what you might call beyond eccentric.
Becky's fame is attracting cyber taunting on Facebook. What were you just chatting about then?
Just chatting about my haters. How we don't like them very much at all.
It's just jealous.
Yeah.
Just jealousy.
Yeah, but even some of the people I know who do hate do sometimes say that you've got a lot better and stuff.
Exactly.
Although the majority of pupils at school have been supportive, her fame occasionally fuels teasing.
It's not very nice, but the thing is, it's always reassuring to have the side of the world where people like actually enjoy what I do, and that's probably what keeps me going. I mean, if I was just on YouTube normally and I hadn't got anything out of this and I wasn't getting flown over to Japan, then I think it would be really difficult for me because people would be doing this and I wouldn't have anything to sort of reflect back with.
Lucky then that she's adored 6,000 miles away. But not all of her fans are in Japan. She's beginning to make an impact back home.
Thank you very much. Keep inspiring all of us and keep dancing. Well, she's led the way for people like us to try and follow her and lead in her footsteps, so she's a good role model.
They come up to me and say, oh, have you heard about that 14-year-old who got a record deal in Japan? And I'm like, yeah.
We wish we were her, but it's unfortunate that we weren't.
Beckii is an internet sensation. More girls are doing the danjo than ever before. She doesn't lack fans, but internet fame still hasn't transformed into fortune. Her manager thinks it's time to go more mainstream. Fuji's recruited other girls to form a three-piece pop group, the Cruel Angels, with Beckii as the star. After trawling the internet for girls, it wasn't long before he spotted another perfect member, 16-year-old Gemma.
This was one of her videos. Look at this. I mean, she understands exactly what to do, really close up. Some of the girls, you know, as seen as Beckii, they first start off with a close-up, let them see what they look like first, and then they do the dance. And she did that. So I thought, oh, okay, this girl has a potential, and, you know, she looked exactly what Japanese like. Because she's 16 years old and almost 17 years old, she's older than Beckii, so obviously her appearances and also what tickles her is a little bit different. I think it's much more mature. And if she's 16, I don't have to worry too much of the controversial issues, and obviously I have to protect every way I can, but you know, she's 16, she should know what she's doing.
When I first got in Tokyo, I was in the taxi, like, I was looking out the window, I was thinking, I'm in Japan. Well, I did think I'd go to Japan, but not at 16.
This is our second song, Suki no Kakera video. It's the short version of the song.
It was a hit. The Cruel Angels single Gemma recorded got to number 19 in the Japanese charts.
I've listened to it about 200 times.
dreamt of following in Becky's footsteps, Gemma couldn't believe her luck when Fuji whisked her and third member Sarah off to Tokyo to be part of the Cruel Angels.
No, you don't do the hair, but you go like...
Without her mum, 16-year-old Gemma found the reality of fame difficult to cope with.
Kind of boring, right? But look at...
It did feel like it was an adult's job.
You know, like Michael Jackson.
Like the other side of the world on my own. It was really scary. And we were working like really hard a lot. And it just all got on top of me, yeah. My manager told me to stay in the hotel the next day to rest. And so I had to film. He said, don't worry, because we can film the rest in London when we get home.
Gemma recorded her part of the music video back in the UK.
Oh yeah, she's got it.
But I can't help feeling a bit disappointed that I didn't do it in Japan.
Why?
Because Beckie's younger than me and she just manages to do everything. But I was having like a really bad headache and it was really hot in the studio and I was really tired and I just started crying and I don't know why. I think, yeah, to be famous in Japan, it's a lot harder than anyone realises, and you've got to be really passionate about it to be able to physically do it.
In the 5 months since Gemma's first visit, there hasn't been a follow-up to the Cruel Angels hit. She's still waiting for the breakthrough to the big time, but coping with fame in Japan isn't Gemma's only issue.
Tell me what you're looking at, Gemma.
I'm looking at my YouTube demographics, which is where you can see what the age range of people who are watching your videos and also the gender. I've got 47% of female and 53% of male watching my videos, and the biggest age range of male is 45 to 54.
What do you make of that demographic?
I think the female, which is 13 to 17, I think that's about right because it's other girls looking at the other girls' dances. And the male, I don't know what to say about that because the least age of male watching it is 13 to 17. That's only like 1% or something. So it's a bit strange, but I don't know. It is a bit sad that boys your own age don't watch your videos. That can be a bit... I mean, the only people watching the videos are older than my dad. And that, I mean, I can't imagine my dad watching girls on the internet, and if I knew that, I'd be quite sad.
When she checks it back now, she even looks out for small things like maybe a bra strap showing, or you know, if they've got a short skirt on, obviously that nothing can be flashed up, in the skirt flashing up. Things like that she's looking out for, as well as, you know, that she's done the dance that she's happy with.
Gemma, what were you just telling your mum?
I was reading out a comment that I had on that. It says, "Oh, 29, nice upskirt, thanks, 5 stars."
You should have read that.
What do you make of a comment like that, Sylvia?
It's just a bit cheeky, isn't it?
It's just cheeky.
It's not like vulgar, but it's obviously cheeky.
And then do you think other parents would kind of understand where you're coming from?
I suppose a lot of them would if they really thought about it. I mean, at Gemma's age, they're all out and about. They starting to, you know, go out a little bit more, even from a younger age than this, a lot of them. I mean, do all the parents know where they are when they're out over the park or and friends' houses doing this, that. And the way you hear some of them talking anyway, there's a lot, swearing and God knows what. Any mother of teenage daughters knows that they're going to get a bit extra attention, so what can you do about it, If she really wants to do this, then, she's not... I don't feel or find that she's in any danger. She's quite safe. She's quite savvy. She understands not to... She'll never talk to any of these people, either, through the computer or otherwise, will you? You don't take people on face value on there, do you?
Gemma and her mum had decided to ignore fans who make inappropriate contact through the net. In the Isle of Man, 14-year-old Beckii and her family have their own tactics.
Basically, I got myself into this market without really knowing what it was. Now I'm a lot more aware, and I don't regret it, but I think that being more wise, I could have changed it. So I think working to get away from the sort of sexual side, that's why we've turned down a lot of sort of offers for Grevia magazines and everything, because we don't want to do that, and I never want to do that. I mean, I'm 14 years old, and even if I'm making excuses saying, oh, it's just a different culture, even so, I'm still a British person, I've still got a British mindset, and I think it's wrong, so, yeah.
The problem is that they get so possessive. It's like your worst boyfriend ever. It's like they want attention. They're so needy. If you don't reply to their comments on YouTube, they become so hostile.
So how do you kind of advise Beckii and Jackie and Derek?
From day one, I said to cut it off. Ignore them. Don't let them come any of your circles. In my experience, possessive fan, you just cut off. You don't reply to them, you don't cut off, because once you feed them, they will keep coming back.
There is a proportion of fans that are middle-aged men.
Yeah.
And that for Western people, that's quite a hard thing to get your head around.
It is,
because you think that's just wrong and they shouldn't be watching young girls dancing on the internet. I mean, what's your opinion about that?
To me, I don't sort of categorise everybody in that bracket, and I wish people wouldn't, because there are a lot of middle-aged men who will watch Beckii and other girls, boys on the internet innocently. We can't think that everyone is, a paedophile or a stalker or whatever, and I won't be sort of pushed into thinking that, everybody watching Beckii on the internet is bad and seedy, because they're not.
To escape the trap of strange fans who are attracted to danjo dancing, Fuji has a new plan.
I sing so bad.
He's writing a single for Beckii aimed at a new, more mainstream girls' market.
So is this the guide track was made for Beckii?
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of thought of about writing these songs on the last day of Becki's trip last time in April. She was crying, she didn't want to go home, and then I felt really sort of sorry, and then I realized how much she loves Tokyo, and thus Tokyo Love.
Kaze no tayori ni futa o mimi ni shita yo. Yeah, I don't know what the lyrics mean though, so I don't know what I'm saying. It's quite odd. I think it's a very different song to what I've usually done. It's more soft, and I think that's good, to be honest, because if it's got a sort of softer melody, then I'll show more of my singing instead of my sort of rapping voice, if you know what I mean.
And what do your parents think of the song?
My parents, I think, are quite unsure right now, but I think maybe after I record it, they'll have a better idea of what they think of it.
If it was A&R man, as it were, I don't know if I'd put the song and the artist together.
The thing I was surprised about, it's purely aimed at the Japanese market, and after a few conversations, I thought we were going to try and do things that were aimed a bit more broadly.
We've been at this for a while now, and I think there's only a very short window of time with this whole thing anyway. And although we've not gone looking for it, I'm very keen to maximise the opportunity for her. I think we both are, aren't we? Just that,
she is as well. She's guiding us.
You know, she is, and she's now starting to switch on to the fact that, hey, hang on a minute, I can make quite a few bob at this, which you can always go back and get your education. Fortunately, she's got the capacity to maintain what she's doing, but it'd be a tragedy to miss that 15 minutes of fame and not maximise it to the extent where she could set herself up very, very comfortably. And if we're going to get in the big books, then, sorry, if she's going to get in the big books, then let's start to see some of it.
Global success and money is the plan. As Beckii and Derek head to the recording in London, the pressure is definitely on the manager to deliver a hit.
I've been to London about 3 times, and then in comparison to that I've been to Tokyo 6. And like when we came back from Tokyo, London just seemed so quiet.
Yeah, something like that, to just throw her sort of really sweet voice.
That's in the bridge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the bridge. And to start with, a lot of people thought she was an anime dancer, and then that phrase, I hated it, and then everybody hated it. She doesn't like that anymore, because she's not, you know, she's not an anime dancer. So this the last couple of songs, I will prove to the world that she's not an anime dancer. She's got her attitude and things. So, yeah.
Tokyo love.
Yes, again.
Tokyo love.
Yeah.
Tokyo love.
That's it. There you go.
There we go.
There we go.
Singing is the one thing which I've never had any confidence in. With practice, I could get a lot better, but right now my voice is sort of very raw and untrained, I guess.
Okay. Beckii, I think we're getting there, but I think we still need, because this one is a bit of a tricky one. She's almost 15 in about 3 weeks, so I think she ought to have a little bit more sophisticated and grown-up songs. This is more grown-up stuff, I think. This is particularly for her, I think, mind right now, where she's exactly where she is, growing up, falling in love with Tokyo, the lifestyle and everything, I think, and she's doing it exactly the way she should be doing it. So.
I like this because it's a more serious song instead of sort of like a, yeah, let's have some fun, everyone, woo. Like that sort of like a bit cheesy, like just want to have some fun. So I think this one's a bit more sort of serious, and I like it. I prefer it.
That was good. What we're doing is we're just like working on compiling it so that there is a one solid flow.
While Beckii and Fuji put in 6 hours of hard work, Derek keeps his doubts to himself.
We have it. Thank you.
Good for that.
Three weeks after the recording of Tokyo Love, Derek's happy to go public with the news he's found someone else to help. He's hooked up with a British hitmaker who has the ability to make Beckii a global star.
When you Google Tom Nichols and you get in Kylie Minogue, Rachel Stevens, Celine Dion, Holly Vallance come up as names, you think, yeah, this guy's done a bit.
I haven't chosen which ones. Okay,
Tom agrees to see what he can do to turn internet hits into chart hits.
Are there lots of talented 14-year-old girls singing in their bedroom to their hairbrushes? I'm sure. What's different about Beckii? Well, she's got 12 million people being interested enough to check her out. That's why we're here. You know, without those numbers, we wouldn't be here.
Having had sole control of Beckii's path to fame since discovering her, Fuji was about to see someone else get a piece of the action, but he puts a brave face on it.
Me and Peter have been working on it, like putting little pebbles on top of each other. You know, it was a short time, but it was hard working. And then all of a sudden, someone's come over and try to, like, you know, bring it to the world, which is great for us. But at the other hand, it was like, this is, you know, it's like it's not just for us anymore. I think that's what Derek and Jackie want, you know, real worldwide success, because that's what they see behind it, a huge financial motivation, I think.
I think we're getting beyond the having a good time bit now, and this has got to be, there's got to be some serious earning potential in this for her, and we'll see what comes up. I mean, I always said that as a very minimum, the GCSE year really had to be worth £50,000 to make it a worthwhile year for any deterioration in grades that might bring about.
I'm stuck as an internet idol who got famous through YouTube. That's my story. That is what I'm stuck as. However, I don't want that. I'm not sure if I want to stay Beckii Cruel, to be honest, because I would like to maybe change my name and change my image quite a lot to have a sort of iconic image instead of like happy earmuffs, yay, and then like maybe a sort of cooler kind of image and a cooler name. I thought so too.
Things seem to be changing fast for everyone on Project Beckii. 3 weeks later, she's in London to record her first single with top producer Tom Nichols. Although still officially her manager, Fuji isn't invited along.
Do you feel nervous for Beckii, Derek?
I suppose I feel it more than she does, and I'm giving you constant sort of prods and nags for the last couple of weeks, haven't I, really? It's a big day, it's a very important day, and I'm glad we're here, to be honest with you. I've been pacing around, it's been like waiting for the birth of another child, to be honest with you.
Do you feel kind of a lot of pressure today? Because it's quite a big thing.
It is a big thing. I don't want to feel pressured though, because I can do my best, and that's what I'm going to do. So I don't feel pressured to be like amazing, because I'm sure they all know my talent and what my limits are and stuff like that. So I'm obviously going to try my best. It's taken so long.
Very, very cute. It's just, you need to push on it.
Okay.
It's a little bit wobbly.
But you do not make your move. I'm bored and bored and bored. I'm bored and bored and bored.
Great, and then we're just going to do Too Late You Lose, however you want to do it.
Too late you lose. You can't kiss me. I'm not waiting. I'm not taking.
Good.
Things were going very well, and they seemed to get even better when Chris Herbert, the man who created the Spice Girls, dropped in to have a listen.
So, I would very much like to get involved in the project. Obviously, it depends on how it develops a bit, and obviously getting to know Beckii and you know, see whether there is, you know, a position for us to get involved there.
Derek's plan B seems to be paying off.
I'm not going to take any credit for it. It's her show, but it's just a case of being a parent and trying to make the best decision for your kids, and whether that's nailing a record deal for them or deciding which school they're going to go to or anything like that in life. There's a lot of tough decisions as a parent.
Too late you lose. You can't kiss me. I'm not waiting. I'm not taking one more step.
She just needs to know that, yeah, this is now my career for the next couple of years, and that's my job. And you know, it's the modern day equivalent of going up the chimneys, I suppose, isn't it? In Victorian times, that's what you do at 14 or 15. So she'll be up metaphorical pop chimney for the next few years with a bit of luck, and do very well out of it.
Yes, you can dance, yes you can, you know it. Yes, you got heat, turn the club on.
So do you feel like this song will secure a deal for...
You always ask me that. Basically, if the song's great, and she's got 12 million hits, and she's got tens of thousands of followers on everything, on YouTube and whatever, it should mean that a great song will lead to a record deal. It doesn't. It could, but it doesn't necessarily mean it will.
Yeah, it's a winner. Really good.
Do you think it might do well?
It better do.
Becky's on the brink of a British record deal, and it's almost her 15th birthday. She can't wait to see what presents she'll get.
Hey, what's up? It's me, Beckii here. Hi. I'm very excited for a lot of things. Number one, it's my birthday on Saturday. I'm so happy. I'm going to be 15 years old. And, I hope you wish me a happy birthday. If people want to send me birthday presents, my P.O. box is here. Do you like my nails? I did them zebra. Like, Julie G 79 or something, and she does really cool nail tutorials, and I got this one.
I know what I'm going to get you for your birthday, Charlotte, next year. I'm going to buy you some envelopes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yay! I'm pleased to say that you got a bag, so... Oh, that's so nice. Oh, that's really pretty. I deserve a hug. Yay! Oh, it's lip balm. Oh, tissues. Oh, that's so cute.
Brilliant.
Yes. Oh, the little Irishman hats.
I thought I was the 100th commentator on your happy birthday Facebook messages, but I wasn't. I was the 111th. And one of them's got his birthday today.
Oh, that's so cute.
While she opens presents with her best friends, Jackie keeps up to date with online friends.
I'm quite new to Facebook. I've probably been on it for about 6 weeks now. So I'm quite a learner. At first I wasn't quite sure what I was writing on whose wall or anything. Derek and I make it our job to be friends of all Becky's friends so that we know exactly what's going on. And it's nice to know what's happening in her life as well. You know, there might be things that we can help her with. And we do like to know who her Facebook friends are, so we keep quite a close watch. That's your present.
You're the most fantastic birthday ever. Happy 15th birthday. Oh, £100. That's quite a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Where's Ryan?
Oh, look.
I wonder.
She's got another present, but it's not from Mum and Dad.
Oh, I do wonder.
No, don't rip the box.
Why not?
We'll slide it out.
It's off for Felix.
Hold the box. See?
Just press.
Oh, it's a vase. That's so cool.
Lift it out back. It's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Wow.
Oh, that's so cool.
Beck. Oh, that is some present, isn't it?
It is some present.
What kind of guitar is it?
That's a Fender bass. It's not a guitar.
Oh, sorry. It's a wow, isn't it? I mean, the postage alone, I haven't dared look at how much that is.
Becky's new bass has travelled all the way from Japan, sent by her #1 fan. She's only ever had a few guitar lessons.
Oh, it's a Japanese plug transformer. Sort of everything. It's really good.
Do you know him? She's lucky. Yeah, we've met him. We've all met him. So, yeah, he's...
What's he like?
Yeah. He's very quiet, very, very nice, very shy, as most Japanese men are. But he's lovely, very polite, and
Oh, have you met him then, Becky?
Yeah, I've met him. At my fan club events, he always comes to them. But he lives very far out in the country, so he always has to travel 12 hours to get to them by driving, which is really very thoughtful of him. 2,000 kilometres round trip.
From Tokyo. Yeah.
I think we can. Is he safely assume that he's your biggest fan?
Definitely. But he likes to be known as a friend more than a fan. Yeah. We've established that with him, so he's best friend, isn't he? Best Japanese friend. Birthday ramen. Yeah. So if it rains at the barbecue, we can have that.
We're going up to go round, haven't we?
Yeah. Oh, my happy birthday.
Very good. It's nice actually, yeah, and you know, fair play to him. It's somebody we all know, so it isn't like some, you know, creepy stalker. Just somebody who's really been sort of really keen and known her for a long time, and has just been really keen to be part of the action. I think, you know, he's wanted to, you know, have his little bit of her success. I think he wants to be her bass guitarist if she ever starts a band. So yeah, it's nice, very nice.
His dream is to play behind her while she's dancing and singing. Yeah, he keeps practicing hard so he'll be good enough. I'm sure he's good enough already.
Yeah. I think I need to learn how to play it a bit more.
Do you consider him to be your friend as well?
Yeah, he is, and he's also Derek's friend and Ryan's friend, and he's a lot of Becky's friends as well. He's befriended the whole thing, really. He knows nothing's going to come of it. I mean, he's aware that pop idols in Japan don't have boyfriends anyway, so, but you know, he's just happy to dream. There's a massive age gap, and you know, they're never going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, but he does like her a lot, and I think, you know, he does, well, I don't really know how to say.
Did you send a message to your fan that sent you your bass guitar?
Yeah, I've said thank you to him already for the bass guitar.
That was a pretty mad present.
That was a very mad present. He must have spent a lot of time preparing it, but I love it so much and I'm going to really try hard on bass, so.
And last time we chatted about him, you said you felt a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, I do sometimes feel a bit uncomfortable that he's spending so much money on me and not on himself. I think he's probably got a lot of sort of different feelings about different things. And he's a very, like, he's got a lot of love and he doesn't know where to give it. Right now it's at me and my family. It's just very sweet of him. It's just sometimes I feel like he's doing too much for us and he needs to sort of have a reality check of what he's actually doing.
Your mum's advice has been just to stay in contact.
Yeah, I think my mum has also got a bit of a wrong idea about him because she's not the one who has to do the whole business side of things. She's just there along for the ride. And my mum's advice is like keep replying and stuff. And I don't reply all the time because I can't, and it's not fair on everyone else because I don't give everybody else the same amount of attention I give this person, so.
Could you not tell your mum you don't want to contact this man anymore?
I can tell them that, but then it's like my deep down I know that that's not fair on this person because they've done nothing wrong. It's a difficult decision until somebody actually does make a decision for me, then I'll just carry on doing what I'm doing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Beckii. Happy birthday to you.
Fail. Speech. We'll get, as a family, some really great experiences out of this. I'm sure we'll meet some really interesting people. In terms of money in the bank, what she earns is hers, and you know, we won't take a bean from that. If she wants to buy me a nice car, then I'm not going to turn it down or pay my mortgage off. That'd be great. Thanks, Rebecca. But it's her money, and it's been her opportunity.
Why is this a photo shoot for?
Because you're famous. Live with it.
It's for the memory.
This has been a great opportunity. I hope we've seized it. We've made the most of it for her. And if she ends up a global artist and manages to reinvent herself every 3 or 4 years for the next 30 years, then hey, great. Isn't that just something really, really special to sit back and look at and think, yeah, she's done well?
Right now, the most important thing which I've got to concentrate on is my exams, because I mean, I know how hard it must be to get into a good university, get a good job, and have a great life. It'd be fantastic if I could carry on doing this, but the thing is, I've got to focus on the real world. If I let that go, I'm gonna end up being just like a completely washed up celebrity, famous for like maybe a year or something, then she just faded off. But that's not the career path I want to take in my life, because I am intelligent and I want to achieve the best I can.
Hello, you lovely people. This is Beckii here. I just want to show you my new song. I hope you like this. Stay tuned to the Beckii world, because there is a lot more to come, which is interesting.
Yes, you can dance, yes you can, you know it. Yes, you got heat, turn the club on. Yes, you like me, yes you do, we know it now. But it's taken so long. Getting scared of the girls is very, very cute. But this girl likes you too, so wake up, boy. But you do not make your move. I'm bored, I'm bored, I'm bored. Too late, you lose.
In the quest to become beautiful, it's